this week. Number one is just Q&A, like always, answer any questions you guys have. The first thing I want to do, though, is show you this new thing because I'm so pumped about it. For those of you guys who were on last week, Jordan Rowe basically brought this to our attention and showed us how to do this. And we just figured it out yesterday. And then, Jamie, I called you and showed it to you, and then you got to plan your visit like 10 minutes later, didn't you?
I did, yeah.
Okay.
Right
so
away.
I'm gonna show people how to do this first, and then then if you could just kind of share your experience, like basically what you did and how that plan your visit came about. Let me show them first so they kind of know what's going on, though. All right, let's yeah. So Caleb, who's my tech genius, says he has a way for me to share my phone and actually make this super easy instead of me just opening it up here.
All right, so go to screen mirroring.
Yep.
Swipe down.
Okay.
Screen mirroring.
Oh, just like, okay, perfect. And that's yours right there.
There we go.
Boom. Okay. So Aaron Butler, do you mind if I use your church as an example for this, bro? I don't know if Aaron's on there. If you can hear.
Yes, go ahead, man. Rock
Okay,
out.
perfect. Muchas gracias, amigo. All right, just in case you guys are wondering, if you guys have ever tried to reach out to me and like leave me a voicemail or a text or an email, right? You can see I have 92 unread text messages. I have 87 voicemails that I have not listened to. And if you can see right there, I have 91,000 emails. So it's nothing personal, just in case you guys wonder, man, Chris is really bad at responding. Yes, 100%. Email Heather@churchgrowthagency.com if you need anything, because a lot of stuff slips through the cracks, unfortunately for me. All right, I'm gonna show you guys. So this is basically, we've had a lot of questions about this. I did not know how to do this until Jordan Rowe brought this up, and man, God bless Jordan for figuring this out, because this
Jerry
is
also helped us.
yeah, Jerry, you sent that text saying you didn't have to send the ... Which helped us crack the code. So literally, we read.
It was a team effort. It was a family effort.
It was a family affair. It was a tribe effort. We literally read your text message yesterday, Jerry, because I was like, hey, I've been trying all week to get this Jordan thing to work, and I can't figure it out. He showed me your text, and I was like, then we cracked the code. And then I called Jamie, and then Jamie got a plan your visit from it. So
Jerry, you helped Jamie get a plan your visit. Thank you,
yeah,
sir.
that's what's up.
Good job, man.
All right, someone's gonna get saved on Sunday because of Jerry's text at Jamie's church.
Because of Jordan's
I'll tell you.
initiating.
That's awesome. Okay, so all right, here's what we're gonna do. So basically,
I'll see y'all later.
the Facebook page app that you guys can see right next to Messenger, right? It looks like that little orange flag. If you go to the Facebook page app, all right, and then we're gonna go over here. All right, so obviously I have a lot of different churches on here, but we're gonna go to Aaron's church. Okay, and then the first thing you're gonna click is that inbox right down at the bottom in the middle. So you click that inbox, and sometimes it might be, you might be showing messages in that top left in the inbox, right? Go away from the messages, click on comments. Okay, and then all you want to do is you find one of the comments that are on your Facebook ad. When you click on that comment, it's going to pop up, right? So here's Aaron's prayer ad that he's got going. And then as you scroll down to these comments, you'll notice some of these, it says like, reply, message. Okay, so this is what Jerry brought to our attention that I did not know. You basically have a 6-day window where you can send people a message after they have sent you a comment. Okay, so everybody else, let's see if we can find one here. Okay, yeah, like this one from Susan Miller, right? Like that one just says like and reply underneath the comment. That's because it's 5 weeks, it's 5 weeks ago. So it's outside of that window, so we can't just send her a message. But all the peoples that are in the last 6 days, we can actually just go in. And so here's what we do. Like we'll do the one at the top, Leah Kemperman. Okay, first thing you're gonna do is just like her comment, right? And then we're just gonna say something like, we're praying for you. And then just say, I'll send you a DM. All right, boom. So now Facebook, you're going to get some social juice from replying to those comments, right? Liking that and then replying. That's one of Facebook. They love engagement on your ad. It shows it'll help your relevancy score go up and basically help Facebook show you to more people for less money. So they like it when there's kind of a conversation going on there. But then after you've replied, if you click message, right, boom, now we can send Leah a message. So we just say like, hi, Leah. Thanks for reaching out. Just wanted you to know that we're praying for you. All right. Now, once you send this, all right. Jerry, maybe help me out, because when we did this, let's go in here. We were then able to send an audio prayer from in there. Do you know where that was at? When I did this yesterday, just it popped up.
Popped right up. So what I did, what I usually do is I just go back into where I go back into that where the messages and the comments are, and I go to where the ad would be, and I just go back in through there, and I click on the record your message.
Yeah.
Oh, perfect. Okay. Okay, that's what it is. So you guys can see here, like, so we're in the comments right here. We backed out, just like Jerry said, clicked on messages at the top, and then clicked on Leah Kemperman, right? And then we just pull this up, and you press the blue button over here, right? Boom, and now we can send a voice message.
That's gold.
So a very, very cool thing. And now it's literally going to double your messenger list growth, right? Because like you look at like Aaron, I think when I looked at your ad yesterday, I think you had like 750 comments on your ad, right? So you just imagine like, man, now that's like 750 people that you can add on here. Now, obviously you can only reach out to the people that have done this in the last 6 days, right? But now that you know how to do this.
Yeah, we've done that too. So
Oh yeah. Okay.
I have a whole notes filled of prayers written down. I didn't know that we could do the audio prayer, because that would have saved me a lot of time. So holy crap.
So props
awesome.
to Jordan and Jerry for doing that, right? Like that's, gosh, I was freaking out yesterday. I was so pumped. So I literally I picked up the phone and called Jamie, because I was like, I got to tell somebody about this. Jamie texted me. I was like, Jamie, you gotta see this, bro.
So Joshua Smith just asked, will this then field into the mini chat program?
Okay, great question, Josh. So what happens is now they are subscribed to your messenger list. So they won't get the first automated sequence that comes through the prayer bot, but they will get the Saturday invite.
Actually,
that goes
Chris.
out. Yeah.
Chris, when I did it, they did get all the responses.
Interesting. Okay.
When I wrote back to her right away, just like what you just described.
Yeah.
I wrote back just a personal message to her, and for whatever reason, it attached the link that came right directly from that ad.
Oh wow.
So she has a link right there in her chat, and so she clicked on it, and that got her started with the whole thing.
Interesting. Okay, so that makes sense. All right, so yeah, so you guys have tested. I didn't see that when I was messing with it yesterday, but so you guys, I'd recommend just see if it kicks off the prayer sequence. Cool. If not, no big deal. But it will bring in the Saturday invite, right? Everyone who, when they first subscribe, they get an invite that Saturday. So it should kick off that, and then whenever you send out any broadcasts in the future, they should they'll get the broadcast as well, because now they're part of the messenger list.
Okay, awesome.
Okay. All right, so let's do this. We've got a little bit while in our 1 o'clock meeting rescheduled, so we've got a little bit more time today. So let's kind of do some Q&A and just kind of jump into anything you guys are seeing, anything you guys need. I wanted to make sure to share that first, because number one, I'm pumped about it, and number two, it's a game changer. So again, Jordan, Jerry, man, shout out to you guys for figuring that out. That's awesome. All right,
Questions.
so let's see. Do we have any questions? You can say them out loud or put them in the chat here.
Yeah. Can you see me?
Yeah, Scott, what's up, bro?
What's up? So, dude, props. Like, we're 3 or 4 extra families, people coming every Sunday right now.
Come on.
We're just a little over 30 days in.
Awesome.
And it's like blowing up here in St. Louis. So it's awesome. It's happening. And that flow is going to help so much, because we kind of started having somebody take over all those replies in the comment section instead of the other. So it's going to help us so much. The other thing, I've been getting some messages in my mini chat that's saying like March 4th, all my stuff is about to like be getting rejected because of my stuff. So I just wanted to, maybe I missed last week. So maybe you guys talked about that.
Yeah.
I just need to make sure that doesn't happen, because good things are happening right now. So what do I need to do?
Yeah. So 2 things. One, we talk about it every week, because there's always new people on here and stuff like that. So yeah, we talked about it last week and the week before, but we plan on talking about it this week anyway. So here's basically 2 things. Number one, so it's mostly for like businesses that are using this to like promote and sell stuff and everything like that, is keep that from happening, right? Like basically Facebook doesn't want Messenger to become email, right? Like an email back in the day, everyone opened everything, right? In Windows 95 and AOL, right? Now open rates are like 15%. They don't want a bunch of spam to take over in there. So they're basically saying anything outside of the 24-hour messaging window, like when they first subscribe, you won't be able to have those automated follow-ups. What we've been doing, and we were just talking to a Facebook rep about this yesterday, is we've just been tagging them as an event update, right? Because basically, like, my thought on it at least was, okay, event, like they asked for a prayer or whatever, and we're basically, and then some of them asked to come to church, right? So we're just doing it as an event update on that 20 or on the Saturday invite, and then also the 30-day follow-up. So the bottom line is, even if those things went away and they wouldn't allow us to send it, everything would still work because it's still within the 24-hour window. You're still getting the prayer request, sending all the, the audio prayer and everything, as long as you do it within the first 24 hours. The only thing that would be in jeopardy would be the Saturday invite and the 30-day follow-up. And I don't think that's going to be a problem. So if you literally, like, you can click on that where it'll say like start fixing flows. All you have to do is click on that, and it'll literally take you to the part where you can change the tag and just change it. Right now it'll say like none, and you go down to one of the drop downs and just assign that flow. It'll be the Saturday invite and the 30-day follow-up, and just basically tag that with confirmed event update, and then click publish. And that should take care of everything. So all the research we've done, all the people we've talked to, that's all you have to do. Takes 30 seconds and you're good to go.
See, Grace Parks, Jason Davis, and then Josh Smith, who also saw you on Ryan Wakefield.
Oh, okay. Awesome. All right.
Josh is in a recovery room. I don't know what that means, but he can't speak.
Okay.
So this is all going to be that.
Perfect.
Listening.
Okay, so all right, so let's do Jason's. Says I'm new to it. We kick off the ad in March. Wondering what's worked best for the photo of my wife and me. Should we do a selfie style, more professional? What's worked for you guys? Great question, Jason. So typically, what we found works best is it doesn't matter if it's with the picture itself. It doesn't matter if it's selfie style or if it's landscape. Because it's an image. What we found is that less professional and more casual works pretty much every single time, right? So at the end of the day, people want somebody they can relate to, right? So if there's a picture of somebody in a suit and tie, it's just kind of, it feels a little bit more formal. And so people are they open up a little bit less. Whereas if it's just kind of casual, like we've got some where guys are, wearing a baseball cap and they're on vacation or something like that, hanging out with their wife, and we upload that picture, and that ends up crushing all the other ones. So I would say the more casual, the better. Because we want them to see you as a regular person, someone they can open up to. All right. Let's see. Okay. So let's see. Josh said, the selfie invite ads at the same time. Okay, so this is an interesting question. So you saw me on Ryan Wakefield's. Which side note, Josh, Wakefield called me last night and said, "Hey, I'm going to and we've been friends for a couple of years now. But he literally called me after that live last night and said, "Hey, I'm going to a church conference next week. I'm speaking at it. You want to go with me?" So I said, "Yep." And so he's literally just going to drive right through Tulsa, scoop me up, and then we're going on his way to Dallas. And I'm going to go. I told him I'd be his personal assistant for the week, since he's an important speaker, and I'll do whatever he needs. But yeah, so we're gonna go hang out in Dallas next week. We'll probably do like some AMAs and some other like Facebook Lives and kind of help out. So, but to answer your question, should we run selfie invite ads at the same time as this? So two schools of thought on that. I'll tell you my personal thing. I think this is way more important than the selfie ads. The selfie ads is what we used to run and what we used to teach. This works way better than anything. Scott Cox can tell you, Jamie can tell you, Aaron Butler can tell you, right? Like the selfie invite ads, they were great. They worked really well. That was kind of like when we first started off, that was working better than anything I'd ever seen. But this is like that, like on steroids. I mean, it's like 10x better than the invite ads, right? And the biggest difference, right? Like you probably heard us talk about it, but it's like the invite ads, like, "Hey, do you want to come to church?" Right? We invite them to church so we can do ministry. And it makes sense. Like, how else would we pray for them or baptize them or disciple them, right? But when you flip that and you do ministry first, and then you invite them to church, it changes everything, right? Like, that's why, like Scott was saying, they've got an extra 3 or 4 families every single week just for the prayer ads, right? Aaron, I think you were saying you guys grew 70 to 105 in the last 4 months or something like that.
Yeah.
Just like crushing it, right? Like Jamie sent me a text, whatever. They had, what, 100 to 150 since Christmas or something like that, right? Like, it's the biggest difference is you're just providing value first before you're inviting. So I would actually go if I had a church right now, this is all, I'd be putting all my money into Facebook ministry ads, and this is what I'd be doing. I wouldn't even be doing any invite ads at all. The invite ads are good. Like if you're kind of starting out or something like that, people are kind of DIY doing stuff. Like if they can't afford to get into the program or something like that, then the invite ads is probably the best way to go, because, you know, learning how to like hard code chat bots and build everything from scratch is pretty tough. But to answer your question, if you guys have a, see, Josh said, seeing great results, seeing 9 first-time visitors in 2 weeks. Yeah, bro, see, I love it. Like, that's not going to happen with invite ads, right? You're going to see people, but it's nothing like this. And so you could run invite ads in conjunction with this. But since most of us don't have like a huge budget, I would actually, like, if you're like, hey, I could spend $30 a day on ministry ads and 30 a day on selfie invite ads, I'd say perfect. Let's actually go $60 on the ministry ads.
I may be wrong with not everybody here, or maybe watching later, will know the difference between.
Okay.
What's an invite ad?
Yeah. Thanks for clearing that up, Caleb. You're right. So basically, what he's talking about, what I was talking about on Wakefield's deals, what I've taught for a while now, I guess the last couple of years, is basically like picking up your phone and literally just saying like, hey, what's up? This is Chris from Guts Church. Man, I want to invite you out this Sunday because, man, we do things a little differently around here, right? And then you invite people to plan a visit. It works, but it doesn't work nearly as well as Facebook ministry ads, because it's just a numbers game. You're trying to reach as many people as possible, usually with like a traffic ad that runs from your Facebook ad to your website. But then there's a lot of other factors involved, right? Like there's, you know, your website, right? Like, man, what if you have website shame and you're like, actually our website sucks, right? Or what if you don't have a website? Or what if you have a website, but you've got like page load speed times that come into play, and you start looking at like, you know, what your conversion rates are of your landing pages. And it can be a lot of stuff, especially if you're also trying to pastor a church and actually lead people, right? So with this, it eliminates the website and sending people to a landing page and kind of all that stuff, and keeps everything inside of Facebook. And so Facebook likes that. Number one, so they're going to reward you for it, show it to more people. Number two, it's just far more effective. So yeah, like the Facebook ministry ads, the prayer ads. JJ, stick around afterwards. We'll show you an example of what we're talking about here. So. Yeah, so some of the things you may want to, Aaron just brought up a great point. One of the things that you can do is actually using it for like Easter or for things like that, right? So Josh said Magic Trick pulled me in that one time for the Easter invite. Are you talking about like running the Easter playbook? Is that what you're talking about, Josh? I know he's in a waiting room right now, can't talk, but.
He would be disturbing his wife, which could end the marriage, bro. We can't.
Yeah, we can't do that.
Yeah.
That's a big deal.
It's a huge deal.
All right. So and who else? Somebody else. Justin wanted to stay on. Yeah. Justin, you can stay on. I know there's a couple people that are probably getting this email that probably aren't in the Facebook ministry ads program. So if that's you guys can stick around. We'll show you what it looks like.
You made your bracelet jump fingers.
Douglas wants to stay as well. Yep. No problem, Douglas.
What the heck's Josh talking about? You made your bracelet jump fingers?
Oh,
Bro, you got some skills I didn't know.
Josh, I forgot about that. Yeah, so I did a magic trick. This was
a literal magic trick.
Yeah, this was actually Easter of 2017. I remember it vividly. So we had we had a competition. So it was the first time we ran Plan Your Visit. I was like, okay, I think I can use this idea of having people sign up to visit the church in conjunction with Facebook ads and actually get them to do so. The problem was the person who was my boss at the time, not my pastor, but another person, she was very black and white, and she had nixed my idea. For 9 months at that point, I'd been trying to launch Plan Your Visit with Facebook ads. Like, hey, I can get people to sign up to visit our church. It'll change our assimilation and everything. But she wanted to have all of her ducks in a row. And was like, no, we have to train a team beforehand. We have to do all this different stuff. And I was like, no, we don't. And so on Easter, I went around her and launched them anyway without asking permission. I'd been getting a no for 9 months. And so I thought, well, I'll just ask forgiveness instead of permission. And I thought, worst case scenario, if we kind of like, I got with Katie, who a lot of you guys have met through some of the videos, who's running all of our, well, eventually our Plan Your Visit stuff after that, but all of our assimilation and guest services, and just said, hey, we're going to launch Plan Your Visit. We're not going to tell anybody. If it fails miserably, nobody will know. And then if it does work, we'll look like rock stars. Right. And so he was like, yep, I'm in. So it exploded. For those of you guys who heard the story, we created a bunch of different Facebook ads. What Josh is asking about, one of the ads, we picked 4 people just to get like my staff behind it and involved, I said, okay, we're gonna pick 4 people, 2 guys, 2 girls. We're all gonna create Facebook ads. I'm gonna run the same audience with the same budget for 3 days, and whichever one wins, we're gonna take the other 3 down and put all of our money into that one. And then I let the staff vote on who they thought was gonna win the competition, and all the winners were I was gonna take them out to lunch and go someplace nice, and they all got like a free lunch for guessing the right winner. The funny thing is, so it was me, Katie, a girl named Heather, and his now Pastor Jeremy. Everyone calls him Dubs, and he was not the pastor at that point. And we were in it. Everyone thought, okay, Chris Abbott knows Facebook ads. He's going to win. And for the first day and a half, they were correct. I was smashing everybody because what I did was I pulled like this bracelet and I was like, hey, what's up? My name's Chris. You want to see a magic trick? And I literally like put them on I was like, I'm going to make my bracelet jump from these 2 fingers to these 2 fingers. Right. And then I was like, boom, snap my finger and it jumped. And I was like, perfect. If you like that, you should come to church on Easter Sunday. It made no sense whatsoever, but I just thought that's going to like at least get some people in, and they're at least going to watch like, what the crap is this guy doing? And how many cups of coffee has he had? Right.
11 trillion.
Yes. Which is my everyday. It's why I'm drinking some water right now. But so we done, and it worked. And then all of a sudden, the one girl that literally no one voted for, who was Katie, like just came out of nowhere and crushed everybody. At the end of 3 days, she had like 4 times the results of all the other ads. And so we had to shut down everything. We put it all behind her ad, and then had to tell the entire staff like, hey, and like it was staff and interns, everybody, it was like 50 or 60 people. We're like, by the way, none of you believed in Katie. All of you guys voted for the wrong people. So Katie gets a free lunch, and you guys have to eat your brown bag in it. Right. So anyway, so yeah, we did that, Josh, and the magic trick worked for a little while, but then Katie crushed it. So we've actually found every single time that if you have a girl in the ad, it works better every single time. You can run invite ads for Easter if you want to. In fact, what we'll do is if you guys send an email to
Put it in the chat. If you give it to me.
yeah, actually let's see if we can just do that. I'll see if I can just post the link. With the login to Seymour. Let me see if I can just find it real quick. We'll post the link. Actually, know where it is. I'll post the link to the Easter playbook. This is the play we ran last year. And it's a 17-page PDF. If you want to run some specific like event Facebook ads for like invite selfie ads, like what Josh is asking about, then I would do it for this. I would only use it for event ads, like something like Easter. And I'm going to give you guys the Easter playbook. This was part of a $1,000 program that we had, but I'm just going to give it to you guys for free, and you can run this play at Easter if you want to, and it works really well. So let me send it to you real quick. Let's see. Do we have any other questions while I'm trying to find this real quick? Caleb, do you have anything you want to add?
No, I was so captivated by your story, I lost track of everything else I was thinking about.
So I got another one.
Yeah. What's up, Scott?
Okay, so I've got people who are clicking in different spots on stuff, right? They click in one spot, and I get that random thing that just says send prayer request instead of the other. So I think when they're clicking on the button, one thing happens. When they click on the picture, another thing happens or something. And so I get some people who are kind of caught in like they don't get the flow going. So how do I like throw the flow at them when I get that random message that just says send prayer request, but it doesn't continue?
Yeah, so typically the only time that's going to happen is if they don't click the send prayer request button and they just actually write their prayer request into Messenger.
Okay.
That's the case. So because what Facebook says is, again, is they won't basically subscribe to someone unless they hit a button that subscribes them. Right. So that button is that send prayer request button. They have to click that. Then it subscribes them, which automatically kicks off the prayer. If they don't click that, then basically you just have to like kind of copy paste the flows yourself. So that's what we've done before is we just have like in a note on a phone where it's like, okay. And we just kind of copy paste that and do it that way. Yeah. Cause unfortunately that's the only way that I know of to do it is to do it manually if they don't subscribe.
Okay. Because I'd probably say I'm getting like maybe a 20% where like it'll like initiate, but the only thing that it'll say is send prayer request, and then it'll start sending them other things or whatever, but it won't, nothing else happens. So I just wasn't sure if there was a place I could say, hey, click on this instead of that or what to do. So
I'd go to your Facebook page, just make sure that there's not like Facebook Messenger has some default replies. and stuff like that, right? Typically they're off, and we always make sure that they're off whenever we do it. Whenever we build things out, but it's possible that somehow it may have accidentally got turned on, or maybe the person who's like doing your comments may have accidentally turned those on.
Okay.
I would just go check on your Facebook page and look at your message. Just make sure there's not like a welcome message or an away message or something like that. That's automatically.
Okay. Cool. Thanks, guys.
Yep, absolutely.
The Easter playbook file is in chat. When the meeting ends, it'll go away. So make sure you grab it.
Yeah, that's so we put that together last year, and it's literally like a step-by-step for like how to throw like an Easter event, how to create something we call an Easter event stack, and all this kind of stuff. All the churches that I know of that followed it like word for word, like with budgeting and everything, there's probably 24 churches we talked to last year. Every single one of them at least doubled their regular attendance on Easter. Some of them tripled from using that playbook. So like it works really well. It shows you how to run kind of like a family-oriented event. But again, I wouldn't recommend running that in place of the Facebook ministry ads. If you're going to do it, I would run it in addition to, because I think the Facebook ministry ads are working so well that it's a game changer. And every single person that you're going on, you can still use or that is subscribing to your messenger list from the Facebook ministry ads. You can now invite them to Easter, and you could actually just add that into the Easter playbook. Like if you're still doing an Easter, a family event for Easter, like the playbook teaches, you could literally just use your broadcast actually to invite people out to that event. And you're going to reach a lot more people, and it's going to be pretty cool, especially with 93% open rates inside of those broadcasts. So
Jason, do you see it? I sent it to you privately again.
Hey, Chris, maybe question.
Yeah.
So we could use the broadcast and the as part of the Easter playbook as well.
Yeah.
Okay. I mean, we did it last year. It was amazing. So, we'll figure out how to do that. Thanks.
Yeah. Oh yeah, absolutely. Yeah, that's what I would do. Like if I was going to go back and redo that playbook, or if I was running that for Guts, that's exactly what I would do. Is I'd still do that that playbook. Only I would just add, like, I think there's like 7 different parts in there or something like that. Like I would basically add part 8, right? Or one more, and I would say, hey, take all of this information that you're putting in your Facebook ad and also put it into a broadcast. And I'd basically send it on the Monday before Easter, and then again on the Saturday, the day before Easter. So that way you give people about a week out. I typically, whenever I'm inviting people to an event, if it's a big event, right? If like an Easter or a Christmas or a back to school bash or something like that, I like to send it on the Monday before, just because I think if you send it like 2 weeks before, right? People just, if there's a Sunday between you and the event, I don't think, again, people just forget about it. But if you wait till like Monday of the week that you're having the event, you send out a broadcast, and then you can also do it again on Saturday, 24 hours in advance. I think it works really, really well. And especially if you end it with a question like, hey, can you make it? Will you be there? Right? Like something like that. Then you get, hundreds, dozens or even hundreds of responses. Like I think, I think Will has like 2,500 people on his messenger list at this point. And so if he did it, like he'd probably have 1,000 people responding and asking questions, which is a great problem to have, because now you're having these one-on-one conversations with people about getting them out to church. So, but yes, to answer your question, Aaron, I would definitely add a broadcast to the playbook.
Totally random. I don't know if anybody, I just real quick question, but for that, has anybody done like free Uber rides to church and back for Easter, something like that? Anybody here? Maybe guys still on?
I know we haven't. I think Will Kratt has done that, although I don't know if he did it for Easter, but I think he actually was doing it for some of the prayer ads for a while. I don't know if he still is.
Wow.
But
okay. I was just curious.
I know we've had some churches do it, because on these calls before, we've had people talk about like, hey, we started doing Uber rides for, because we're getting a lot of people say like, hey, we don't have a ride. And so.
Well, just for one, just that, I was just thinking just single time, either Christmas or Easter, obviously, but I don't know if anybody else did that. Was it successful? That's why I was asking.
Yeah. So I did Uber rides last Easter. I set the budget at like $2,500. And it got even like local news attraction, because it was like a little crazy, but nobody used it, but everybody was talking about it. Yeah. Like
Well,
it created a big stir, and
That's
people were
awesome.
sharing it.
Free
And they were saying-
advertisement.
Yeah, they were like, go to this church if you can't find a church. Like it was all this stuff, but nobody used the Uber code. But Easter was still good, so it happened.
That's awesome.
That's incredible.
Well,
Okay,
Scott,
now we
probably
gotta
what
do it.
happened, you probably had people who had a ride but saw it on the news and thought, that's awesome, I'm going to that church on Sunday. So yeah, Aaron, like you said, free advertising. That's awesome.
Dude, that's killer.
Dang. All right, so there's a couple people that aren't seeing the Easter playbook.
I just dropped a link in there. It may not be able to access the file,
Okay,
but
that's
the link might be accessible.
if they're on their phone, can they still see the chat?
Yeah,
Okay,
but they may not be able to get the file if they're on their phone. So I
Okay.
put the Dropbox link there.
Caleb, I don't know if you guys knew this. Caleb not only has his master's in marriage and family counseling, as one of the smartest guys you'll ever meet, but he's also a tech genius, especially with Zoom, which is awesome.
Appreciate it.
So I think I'm going to keep him around.
Man, that's really good news. I was nervous.
That is good news. We've been
Thank
best
you.
friends for 20 years, and I don't think I'm going to fire you today.
Boy, thank you. I can make it the next 7 hours.
We'll keep you around at least till next week.
Yes.
All right. Do we have any more specific questions?
Yeah, Chris, are we staying on the line to like see what happens next? Because we're like 2 months in, going to our next, I guess, campaign.
Okay.
Should we stay on for that, or?
Probably does in the live stream, right?
Yeah.
This is we're done with the coaching call.
So we had a couple people we were going to show the ministry at. So
Yeah.
Lydell, Heather reached out to me and told me that we had a call for tomorrow at 1:00. Was that right? Or did
Okay, I didn't get the back, but that's fine. That'll be great. 1 o'clock is fine. So
or,
I'll wait till then.
okay, I could probably do it in an hour today too, if you want. After this call, it'd be 3:00 your time. If that works, I can do that as well.
That's great. I mean, it's small. I just want my team to get ready. I mean, this prayer campaign has been absolutely amazing. I'm 2 months in. We probably are seeing about averaging 10 to 15 visitors a Sunday. Just to give a report.
Wow.
Looking to, I mean, this has been a really great time, and we're transforming over to connecting people to services. Because I work for the prosecutor's office. I'm actually in my office now. So we're able to connect them to local services. So if they have housing needs, we're connecting them to shelters and different programs. So it has been, without question, a ministry tool for us to connect people to the resources that they may not have. And so it's been really great. So I'm like itching to see what's next to prepare for Easter. So that's why you hear me kind of chomping at the bits.
I don't know.
All right, but thank you.
Never for us. Sometimes. Like
100%. So
so good.
yeah, let's do that. Let's I'll call you because I think Caleb's going to be using the Zoom chat, but I'll just call you at 3:00 your time.
Josh,
Perfect.
thank you for the shout out, man. Josh, do you want to read that comment? I think Josh gave you this little shout out. Do the ministry.
Do the ministry ads. If you're thinking about it, do it now. Thanks, Josh. Appreciate that, bro. I tell you, it's why, I mean, we've been talking about it a lot here as a team and everything. We're onboarding a new guy named Eric, who's just awesome. Literally just to help with customer support. Cause man, as you guys have seen, if you sent us an email lately, like we're pedaling as fast as we can. And sometimes we have some like kind of slip through the cracks. So we literally hired Eric just to help with customer support, like just to like answer emails, be able to hop on the phone. So we're trying to get him up to speed and train him as quickly as possible. So anyway, yeah, but it's just because, man, we're excited about this, and literally just the more churches we get in the program that are seeing this, they're seeing the same results. So we're pretty excited. So, but definitely, if you guys have cool stories like that, share them on here, but also shoot them over to Heather at churchgrowthagency.com. Just so we can know, because literally, like, we have a team like text thread that all we do is send like screenshots of like testimonials and emails and text messages and stuff like that, because that's what keeps us going. Like, right, we're especially with we're constantly trying to innovate and create new stuff as well. Like, we've got new Facebook ministry ads that we're really pumped about. Excuse me. Phase 2 and beyond. So that's like hearing these kinds of stories is what keeps us going. So thank you guys. Please keep them coming.
Right, so what's next? We're going to end with a prayer, the formal.
Can I get one last question? I think this will be it, guys.
Sure.
Okay. So the last one was having to do with getting this linked into our website. And I know websites aren't the bomb, but we want to be able to link it in. Will you guys, I don't know how to get your stuff to our page. Is that something that you can help me with? Or is that something I just need to kind of go figure out?
Yeah, so typically it's not something that that we've done in the past. There's a way to do it. It's basically, and I'd have to. So my business partner Travis.
Mini chat has a code you put in a header.
Yeah. There's a little piece of code. Like the best way to do it is like if you created something that said, "Hey, send us your prayer request," and you had a button on your website, you can connect that button to what they call a ref link, where when they click that button, instead of like going to a page, it'll open up Facebook Messenger and kick off the prayer flow, right? So you can actually add it to your website. Now, full disclosure, I've never done
We've
it.
never
So
tested it, so we don't know if it helps.
yeah, it's something that like ManyChat has that capability available. I've never tried.
I didn't clarify. I'm talking about like the Guts Church on their homepage. That the banner includes plan your visit. That's what I'm looking for, is the way to get plan your visit onto my website.
Okay, so that's a little bit different. What they're doing is they're actually using a form. So when I was on staff there a couple of years ago, like we had everything all under one header and kind of built everything together. Since I transitioned off staff, they've got different people running that program, and so they made a few changes I don't think are the most optimized, but it kind of helps them with data entry, which is why I think they're kind of doing it. So yeah, you can do that by connecting. I think they use Wufoo like forms, like they literally just created a Wufoo form. You can also do it with what's the other one that we've done? Typeform, right? Where basically you just create a form, and when people click plan your visit, then it basically takes them straight to a form that they can fill out.
Okay, that's what I needed. Thank you so much.
Yep, absolutely.
All right, so where are we at?
You're gonna pray, and then we'll.
Heavenly Father, thank you so much for these pastors. Thank you for the opportunity to work with them and to be a part of helping impact families and people all over the world. Lord, I pray that you'd continue to help us in our efforts, help them, give them strength. I pray you provide them with all the support staff that they need, the time, the energy, the resources that they need to carry out their task effectively. And Lord, in moments of stress where they feel fatigued or maybe they're carrying too much, I pray, Lord, you then remind them of your presence, and that, Lord, they can lean into you, because your yoke is easy and your burden is light.
Yes.
And Lord, that they can find their hope and their peace in that, and knowing that where their responsibility ends and yours begins. I think that's sometimes my challenge, Lord, and I just pray for anybody else struggling with that you would help them, Lord, and help us to be the support that we need to be for them, and come up with more ideas to help them reach their pastor their cities. Lord, I pray for protection on everybody's family and staff and church. And we love you, Lord, in Jesus' name, amen.
Amen.